Hi everybody. Following through from my review of Maximum Overdrive, I'm continuing with another comedy movie. This one's pretty recent. It's from 2007, 2008, somewhere around there. DVD box says 2008, so I'll just go with that. Story behind this DVD is kind of funny. It all started when me and my dad went to Best Buy this one time. I want to say the summer of 2009. Somewhere around there, summer of 2009. We would occasionally go to Best Buy, look around at movies and such. I wandered into the comedy section, and I came across this DVD. The cover just intrigued me. I stared at the cover. I had a staring contest with it. I just stared at the cover for like 10 seconds. Then I'm like, Dad, doesn't this thing look like the stupidest thing in the world? I'm never gonna watch this. And, well, in case you're wondering what the cover was, it was this. I said this looks so stupid and I was probably never gonna watch this. 2.5 months later, somewhere around there. Oh, by the way, I'm like, what's it called? Trailer Park Boys? And I just put it down like, I'm never gonna watch that stupid looking thing. 2.5 months later, my dad gives me a call. It's like, hey Ken, I was watching TV and guess what just came on? Oh, what? Trailer Park Boys. You watch that thing? He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, yeah, Ken, I laughed my ass off. That is hilarious. I'm like, whoa, what is it? Of course, he saw an episode of the TV show, not this movie. He saw the episode, in case you were wondering, he saw the episode The Green Bastard, which is one of my favorites. So, April 2010 comes along. Get, money for Easter and all that stuff. So I go out, I'm intrigued, and I just decide to buy Trailer Park Boys, the movie from Best Buy. I get home at my old house at the time, so go in my basement. I watch this. I laughed my ass off, and I found one of my new favorite crazes. I love this. I still remember that day I first saw it. Dad, doesn't this thing look so stupid? I don't think I'm ever going to watch this. And then I'm like this really big fan of it now. I love Trailer Park Boys now. They actually made 7 TV show seasons. Which I actually have season 1 and 2 in this set here. I have all the other episodes of seasons 3 through 7 just burned. The quality's still good on, but I might just buy the DVDs eventually. And plus they made a bunch of movie TV specials. They made this, Trailer Park Boys the movie. They made something called Say Goodnight to the Bad Guys, which just got a DVD release. I want to get that. They made a Christmas special. And then they made this, The Countdown to Liquor Day, which is a sequel to Say Goodnight to the Bad Guys, apparently. Countdown to Liquor Day. I might get to this one sometime. Or maybe the other ones if I eventually get those. So I'll start by talking about the characters. Got Ricky, a delinquent trailer park trash. Bubbles, he loves cats. He lives in a shed. And he talks like this, and he's always like moving his hand like this, like, for. And he wears these big, thick glasses, making him look like a Bubbles. And then you have Julian, the mature one of the group. Then down here you can't see, that's Ricky's trashy wife Lucy. And on the back here in this small picture you have Corey and Trevor. They're Tagalongs, if you will. This movie's about Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles, the Trailer Park Boys. I forget. It starts out with them going to rob an ATM or something like that at a gas station. So they get out, start to rob the gas station. It's funny, Bubbles was unscrewing the bottom of it, and he's like, "Be careful, guys. If that fuse blows, then we'll look like those blue bald-headed dicks that beat the drums." We'll look like those blue bald-headed dicks that beat the drums. That's something about the Blue Man Group. I can't believe in Trailer Park Boys, Bubbles, the middle guy, makes fun of the Blue Man Group. That like about made my day when I saw this. Then the Tagalongs, Corey and Trevor, show up on this snowmobile thing. And it's ironic, the guy that plays Trevor, his real name in real life is Michael Jackson. It's not the same, you know, King of Pop, it's not him. So they pretty much tell Corey and Trevor to F off. Their car, Ricky's car, Bubbles is talking, he's like, "This is going surprisingly well, boys." And then the car backs into the store. They get into the car, are about to rush off, but then Ricky steals like all the cigarettes that were in the gas station. And so they're driving away, the car is overflowing with boxes of cigarettes, and then a police helicopter comes after them. So they're throwing all the boxes out the windows. Bubbles makes a run for it, but then Ricky makes Julian stop the car because he needs to take a piss on the side of the road. Ricky has the cops convinced for a while that they were the window cleaners and that they were going to get supplies, and he told them that Julian was mute, but Julian messes up by talking. They get sentenced to 18 months in prison. Of course, not Bubbles, though, since Bubbles ran from the scene. Bubbles steals shopping carts from stores and sells them back to him, which is and that's pretty much what he does to feed all of his cats, you know, that he has. And then we finally, from the TV show, we finally get to see Mr. Lahey and his assistant Randy. The trailer park supervisor is Lahey, and the assistant trailer park supervisor is Randy. Randy never wears a shirt. He is an obese man that never wears a shirt, so every single scene and every single episode you see him, he's got this big beer belly hanging out. And Lahey is an ex-cop who got fired from the force because he's drunk and he's an alcoholic. We mentioned when they were in prison he was sober, but when they get back he starts turning into a drunk again. Later on in the movie he crushes Bubbles' shed by driving in reverse. He chugs a whole bottle of rum. And then Ricky, I'm getting too ahead of the movie here. So Ricky goes to this strip club where his ex-wife, I think you want to call her Lucy, is working. He finds out she's working there because Ricky's dad, who's in a wheelchair, well, he pretends to be disabled. He's in a wheelchair. He fakes that, though, just so he could get disability checks, get more money. So the boys go to a strip club. They find Lucy, and they find out she's hooking up with the owner of the strip club. Sonny, I think his name is in the movie. I know the actor who plays him, his name is Hugh Dillon. He's a singer. I know he sang one of the songs for this movie called Well on Your Way. So Ricky's talking to her, Bubbles, Corey, and Trevor are stealing drinks, and Julian starts getting associated with this one stripper. They all get kicked out because they were stealing drinks, and Julian sort of gets into a fight with Sonny. They eventually come back to the strip club later, though. Once again, they get kicked out because Sonny, the next time they go in, has a gun. When they were in prison, though, there was this guy that suggested to Julian to do the Big Dirty. Pretty much what the Big Dirty was, from his point of view, was doing one big cash spree, a robbery, and retire from crime. And that's what they want to do. First, they start off from stealing money out of parking meters. And then Julian goes on a date with the stripper he hooked up with to this movie theater. When he gets inside the movie theater, there's this big gumball machine-like thing filled with coins. And that's what his idea of doing the Big Dirty is. He wants to steal all the coins that are in that machine at the movie theater. So he brings the idea up to Ricky and Bubbles. They eventually get the plan underway. So what they do in the long run is they put the pantyhose over their heads. Bubbles keeps his glasses on underneath. They bring Bubbles' shopping carts in to steal the money. And what they do is pretty much when everybody's inside watching the movies, and there's only one guy working there, it's like this pimply-faced teenager working there, they tip it over. Corey and Trevor go with them. But of course Corey and Trevor screwed up. They tipped over the machine. They're picking up all the money, putting it in Bubbles' shopping carts all nice. But then Corey and Trevor fall against the fire alarm. They fall against the fire alarm. All the people come out. Despite of all the people watching them, they still steal all the money and are somehow able to get away with it. And then, they keep it in Ricky's trunk of his car. And then Lahey is turning more into a drunk every single day here. So what he does is, Ricky and Lucy are getting remarried. And Sonny comes and crashes their wedding. He's holding everybody hostage. Until Lahey shows up, all drunk. He's screwing everything around. They have these cops there, one of them's named George Green. He was in the TV show too. I don't remember the name of the other cop. And it's pretty much a three-way chase through the trailer park with Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles, with Lahey, who's drunk, and Randy. And then you have the two cops. They're chasing each other, running through the trailer park, and eventually their car hits Lahey's car, and all the change flies out of the trunk. Goes everywhere, so they all get taken to court. But the judge had no evidence that they stole the money. And Lahey, they took a breathalyzer test on Lahey. And it turns out he was drunk, so the boys get all their money reassociated to him. Ricky gets remarried with Lucy, happy ever after. Now, this one thing I forgot to mention was, in the beginning of the movie, when they're in prison, they have this hockey tournament at the prison. And Ricky was like the jock. He was like the best player on the hockey team in prison. And there was this cop there named Donnie, one of the prison guards who he hated and he always wanted to verse him in a hockey game and never wins. But Donnie decided to let Ricky and Julian out of prison early. And Ricky was all pissed because he didn't want to miss the hockey tournament in the prison. So when the guards are throwing him out of jail, he's begging to come back in, which was kind of funny. And then later in the movie, when they're in the courtroom at the end, he makes this big outburst at Lahey. And the judge is like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Ricky, stop these outbursts. Do you want to go right back to prison immediately?" And then his face lights up. He's like, Did you say go back to prison for a week?" He's like, "Do you want me to make it too?" He's like, "No, a week's good. No, a week's good." Then he starts cussing out everybody in the room. Then he starts cussing out random objects like squirrels, corn, even the moon. So he gets sent back in prison just in time to play the championships for the hockey game. Corey and Trevor get arrested too. Corey and Trevor get revenge on Donnie, that idiot police guard, by pantsing him in the middle of the hockey game. Ricky wins the hockey tournament for his team. Bubbles performs like this cat show in the trailer park with all like the 20-something cats he has. And it's pretty much a happy ending from there on out. Trailer Park Boys, this is funny. Every single episode of the show is on YouTube. Every single one. Watch them. Trailer Park. I got this at Best Buy for $15. Go to Best Buy and get Trailer Park Boys the movie. And if you're lucky, get Say Goodnight to the Bad Guys on DVD. Get the Christmas special on DVD. Get Countdown to Liquor Day on DVD. You know, these Trailer Park Boys, I love recounting on them. Trailer Park Boys, it's my new favorite, like one of my favorite TV shows altogether. I'm never gonna get tired of the Trailer Park Boys. Whenever I'm in a bad mood, sorry about that, you might notice it's the next day. I ran out of memory on my camera when I was shooting the Trailer Park Boys, the movie review. So pretty much what I was saying about Trailer Park Boys, the movie, is that it's very funny. If you want a good laugh, I'd say this is best for people 45 and younger. It's not really for older generations, because this isn't like an older comedy film. This is more modern comedy, but I don't really like too many modern comedy movies, but this, I don't know. I just adapted to Trailer Park Boys. I love Trailer Park Boys. They are awesome. I've seen every episode of the TV show. I own 2 out of the 4 movies they released on DVD. So just check Trailer Park Boys out. This is recommended for people if you want a good laugh. My next review is of a horror movie, going with the... I don't think I'm going to do that comedy horror transition. I think it's just going to be more random. Now, so my next review is going to be on Lamberto Bava's Delirium, photo of Joya. It's Gioia. So, Delirium, photo of Joya. Gonna be my next review.